Yes, this is me, Hudson George. I just doing a little live today again, you know what I'm saying? Now, my topic today is I'm looking at what is going on in Grenada. So, according to what's going on in Grenada, I decided to make that topic. It is impossible for one group of citizens to control the narratives. Now, I'm not living in Grenada, but I noticed the word narrative is being used a lot by people in journalism. Now, journalism is to what? Cover story or to report what it is, or to spread propaganda, or to align themselves with politicians. Now, narratives could be fiction stories. It could be fairy tale. It could be history. Right? So, narrative could be what? Is it an opinion? So when they're talking about common in Grenada, everybody want to sue everybody nowadays. So, if you're living in a country with over 100,000 people, 127,000 people, it is impossible for one group of citizens to control the narrative or the narratives. And because everybody have a story to tell. Now, the point is, no two people think the same. Two people life experience is the same. Now, you might come from a home of many siblings. But when you grow up, you and your siblings wouldn't think the same. Right? Because after you go through your childhood days, you separate apart and you develop your own mindset, and your life experience. Right? So you might have a sibling who might tell you they don't want to listen to what you're saying. Right? Because they don't want to listen to what you're saying. It could be for politics, it could be for religion. Because every religion have its own narrative. As I say, it could be fiction, it could be opinion, it could be brainwashing, it could be anything, make you have a narrative, or it could be your experience. Or your interest could create narratives too. So, in Grenada, we have two main political parties and little splinters with people who want to create some political organization. But we will say presently we have two main political parties. So it's expected that people are going to be aligned to one of the two main political parties. Or people could have independent views. So, how can you be an intelligent person and you're waiting to follow people to see if they're going to say something for you to sue them? Yeah, time, yes, you should sue people. But sometimes suing people for certain things won't change anything. For example, if you sit down every day and you think whatever you believe, whatever organization you align yourself to or you're devoted to, or you think is perfect, infallible, and you decide to defend it all your life, then you have a sick mind because you're defending things that is not perfect. They are not perfect. So it is not morally right or politically right or socially right for one group of citizens to control the narratives. Because when you go to a bookstore, you see fiction books, you see fairy tales, you see political propaganda, you get religious propaganda, then you get people give stories of their life, their experience, and from their experience they develop their own narrative. So what's going on in Grenada, we didn't learn from the past. Everybody want to sue everybody and everybody. You might have an idea, or you might say something, and a man just come from nowhere and call you idiot. oh, they tell you you're dunce. These are words that CBN use. Dunce, idiot. What is it? Words like that. They use it a lot in politics. During the revolution, was propaganda. They use the word propaganda. So, to get at your opponent with all these labelings and so, still won't make one group of people control the narrative. Because you could jump high or jump low. We are living in a multi-party democracy. And a multi-party democracy is like a political party. It's not prominent. A political party in power is not prominent. This is what. So whether you're NNP or you're NDC or whatever political organization you align with, in order to live in peace with your neighbor or your opponent or whoever, you got to learn to accept the fact that political party in power, whether is the party in power like the government or the party that has the most opposition seats in members in parliament, they're not prominent. There's nothing prominent in a Westminster system of politics except the prominent restriction of going back to the polls. So, whatever political party in power, they have to go back to the polls. What you could do? The most a popular political party could do is prorogue parliament and stay at 3 months longer, but you have to go back to the polls. So, we're talking about narrative. Everybody have a story to tell. Everybody have a narrative. You understand? And human beings, every human being have an interest. Your interest could be not to be political aligned. But your interest could always also be to look at what's going on in society and give an opinion too. So, when a government in power is like two cricketers batting to build up a partnership, and you have spin bowlers, you have fast bowlers, you have medium pacers, you have fielders, you have umpire, You are spectators, right? So the government of the day, they are the batsmen in the crease, or the batters, because women playing cricket now. So I can't say batsmen now. I have to say batters, because you have female cricket now too. So I have to say batters. So then you have the commentator, right? So a government is elected by the majority to serve for a period of 5 years. So the permanency is 5 years, but the permanency is also temporary. They got to go back to the people. So persons or people who making confusion with others for politics and everything is sue. Politicians like to sue. I remember when I was growing up, there was a lawyer called Michael Sylvester. And I think Eric Matthew Gary take him to court and win a lawsuit against him. And he was a lawyer. Gary was not a lawyer, but maybe Derek Knight was the one who was Gary lawyer for that case. I don't know if it's I Duncan, but who, or if it was Klein, or who, but Amorphil was Derek Knight, right? So even though Michael Sylvester was a good lawyer, he lost a case to Eric Matthew Gary, like how nowadays if you're doing blogging, there are people belongs to the ruling party or the opposition party who are watching what you post. So if you would like to do Facebook Live, you could get away. Don't let your opponents intimidate you, so you might lose your cool, and then they could try to sue you, or threaten to sue you, or try to sue you. Sometimes they won't win, but just to calm you down too, or else they could win if you slip, you slide, But again, like me, I just do live, and I write newspaper for years, but nobody can sue me. Because I will never say nothing on social media for people to sue me. Because there are people on social media in Grenada watching everything you post. And they might intimidate you too. And if you lose your cool on Facebook, they will report you. On YouTube, they might try to sue you. So, but the thing is that no one group of people would ever, or one group of citizens will be ever able to control the narratives in society. For it to happen, you have to build a lot of jail. Plenty jail. For example, a certain NDC person from St. Andrew called me an idiot on Facebook when I supported the Jab. Now Jab playing all over Grenada again. I didn't support Jab because of political. I just say government launch carnival. Launch means is mass. You can have a two-tier system in carnival. When carnival launch. So he called me an idiot. Now he's quiet. Jab playing. All villages, St. Andrews and St. Patrick, Jab teaming up. So who is the idiot now? He's the idiot. He called me an idiot, but he ended up an idiot. Because I didn't see he say anything to the Jab after. But when I post, he called me an idiot. A political idiot, right? Or what he is. That's the question. So you see, the way people just think and how we just behave, how we treat people, we move with a lot of emotions, And the emotions we just move with it. It don't making sense. You cussing people, and then the next thing is some people, you might be qualified in one field, but you might be a doctor in another field. Not because you're an engineer and you could build bridges and walls and all them things. You're sensible in other ways. So calling people idiot because of the views, that's just a joke for me, But all this thing they're talking about suing people. If we check our history after 51 years, no government is permanent. When people get tired with the government of the day, they go vote you out. So whether you sue people or you don't sue people, they go vote you out one day. There's times politicians should sue. When it is blatantly clear, they should sue. But you must expect some people going to oppose. And opposing is what you call checks and balance. Every society needs checks and balance. We're not living in a one-party state where there is no checks and balance. Because in totalitarian country, the people who could create the balance, they build big prison to put them. And the culture of dictatorship is still alive in Grenada because you have elements of the PRG in this present government still. The NNP purged them out the other day. So the NNP might not have them again, but you have them in the NDC still. So, for example, if you take a baseball player and you give him a cricket bat, put him on a cricket boot, he stands in the crease. It's not the same stand he go have playing baseball. A baseball player don't put the bat on the ground, The bat is like this. The cricketer crouch, right? So what we have in Grenada is a government with advisors that doesn't have a democratic or free mentality of openness. So if you oppose, they might try to, they will threaten you or they will sue you because they watch everything you do. But a lot of them don't know that they will never be able to sue me because I was trained by, I'm not a journalist, but I went to the School of Creative Writing. And creative writing, you have to do journalism. But I'm not a journalist. I was trained by a lecturer, a professor, whatever you want to call him, a teacher. That was, he was a lawyer. He said he don't want to be a lawyer because lawyers are evil people. His grandfather was a lawyer. His father was a lawyer. And I think he said his great-grandfather was a lawyer. They sent him and study law and he said he can do that for a living. After 7 months, he tell his grandfather and his father, he don't want to do law for a living. That is an evil profession. And he went to, those days was Ryerson Polytechnic, what he told us. And he did journalism and he was, he lived all his life as a lawyer, but he never practiced law again. And he was the chief editor for the Globe and Mail and Toronto Star. So I know when I do in my life, if you think you will sue me, you don't sue me. Because I remember I used to write for Caribbean Net News. And I used to meet a lot of Grenadians. Oh, they go sue you, boy, they go sue you. Then I write for Caribbean News, they go sue you, because the mentality is suing people. Nobody never sue me and nobody will never able to sue me when I do live. So persons who others do live, if you involve in politics, don't let your opponent trick you to become angry. And when you lose your cool, they might try to sue you. They're using cheap psychology on you. So there are narratives. It could be fairy tale, it could be fiction, it could be propaganda, it could be life experience, it could be imagined. Anything is a narrative. And how we journalists using the word narrative in Grenada? A lot of it is propaganda. So no society will have one group of people controlling the narrative. It will never happen. Never happen. But in Grenada, we're in a state of a game of cricket is playing, but you have baseball players on the team. You understand? So a cricketer don't feel with gloves, but a baseball player have gloves in his hand. A baseball player bat is like a matter, but you pound cocoa or coffee or corn. It's not a matter. A baseball bat is a pestle that pounds corn, peas, yam, bulgur, provisioning or cocoa, to make cocoa barley. You pound it in the matter. So that's what the baseball player use, a pestle. The cricketer use a bat. Bat is different. So we in a state in Grenada where you have a government where it's an organization, but some of the people, some I describe them as cricketers and baseball players in one team. So they will come at you in different ways, So, but still, no one group of people could control the narrative in Grenada. It will be impossible. That's why they have jail. You have jail, you have assassination squad. You understand? So, which cannot happen in Grenada. You can assassinate people for their views. The PRG days gone already. Those things, you can do it. You can do too much of that. And you can jail people for their views. So everybody want to sue everybody. But narratives will continue. Like Black Stallion say, the more African you kill, the more African will come. You kill Zulu, what you see coming. You kill Ashanti. The Hutu will be coming or the Baloba will be coming. So you are an intelligent man and you belong to a political party. Don't always looking to sue people and troubling people and thing. You understand? And as I said, people don't think the same way. Everybody has different ways of thinking and looking at life. Because if you look at a motor vehicle on our world, not cars, motor vehicle. Every vehicle have a automatic automobile machine. It's automation. But all vehicles don't look the same because the designers don't think the same. Houses don't look the same. Because if everybody used to think the same, every woman will marry to one man and every man will marry to one woman. And this is impossible. You understand? We are living in a world of competition. It's competitive. As I said, if somebody really crossed the line bad, and you sue them for being disrespectful, but looking to always sue people, that's coward. That's poor defense. Anyway, one group cannot control the narrative, man, or the narratives, man. You can't. We are living in a pluralistic society where people have different ways of thinking based on life experiences. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I gone till I come again.